This is the story of a boy, a dreamer, a slave, a prisoner, a ruler. His name was Joseph, and his journey would save nations and change the course of history. He is a story of betrayal, faith, forgiveness, and the invisible hand of God moving through every moment. In the land of Canaan, there lived a man named Jacob, and he had 12 sons, but one son was different. His name was Joseph. He was the son of Jacob's old age, born to his beloved wife Rachel. And Jacob loved Joseph more than all his other children. Jacob gave Joseph a coat of many colors, a coat that spoke of favor, of specialness. It was a visible sign that Joseph was loved above all the others. But this gift, meant to honor, became a beacon of jealousy. His brothers hated him because of the coat, and because of something else. Joseph had dreams, and he told his brothers about them. In one dream, he and his brothers were binding sheaves of grain, and his sheaf stood up while theirs bowed down to his. He did not understand the danger of his words. He had another dream. The sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him. When he told his father Jacob, even Jacob rebuked him. "Will I and your mother and your brothers actually come and bow down to you?" But the dreams were planted in Joseph's heart, and his brothers' hatred grew like poison. His brothers despised him. They could not speak a kind word to him. Every morning they saw the coat. Every day they remembered the dreams. And a dark plan began to form in their hearts, a plan born from jealousy, anger, and the desire for revenge. One day, Jacob called Joseph to him. "Your brothers are grazing the flocks in Shechem. Go and check on them. See if all is well with them and the flocks, and bring me word." Joseph did not hesitate. He loved his father. He set off immediately, eager to obey. When Joseph arrived in Shechem, his brothers were no longer there. A man told him they had gone to Dothan. So Joseph walked on, searching for them. He had no idea what awaited him. He had no idea that this simple errand would change his life forever. When Joseph appeared in the distance, wearing that coat, the brothers saw their opportunity. "Look, here comes the dreamer," one of them said. "Come now, let's kill him and throw him into one of these pits. We can say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what comes of his dreams." When Joseph reached his brothers, they immediately seized him. They tore off his coat, that beautiful coat of many colors, and they threw him into a deep pit. Joseph screamed. He called out, but there was no one to hear him, no one to help him. He was alone in darkness. As they ate, they saw a caravan of merchants coming from Gilead, heading to Egypt. "Why should we kill our brother?" another said. "Let's sell him instead." His own brothers sold him for 20 shekels of silver. Joseph was chained and taken away toward Egypt, toward slavery, toward a future he could not imagine. The brothers took the coat and dipped it in goat's blood. Then they brought it to their father. "We found this," they said. "Is it your son's coat?" Jacob recognized it immediately. He tore his clothes. He wept. "A wild animal has devoured my son." His beloved Joseph was gone. In Egypt, Joseph was sold to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard. Joseph had become a slave in a foreign land, far from his father, far from home. Everything he had known was gone. But God was not gone. God was with Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered. He served his master well. Potiphar saw that the Lord was with Joseph, that everything he did succeeded. Joseph found favor in Potiphar's eyes, and Potiphar put him in charge of his entire household. But temptation came. Potiphar's wife desired Joseph. She tried to seduce him, saying, "Come to bed with me." But Joseph refused. "How could I betray my master's trust? How could I sin against God?" He fled from her, but she held his robe. Burning with shame and rage, she called out to the servants, "Look, this Hebrew slave has come to me to make sport of me. He came in and tried to force himself on me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream, he left his robe beside me and ran out." She held up the robe as evidence. The lie was perfect. It was believed. Potiphar was furious. He had Joseph arrested and thrown into the prison where the king's prisoners were kept. Joseph, who had done nothing wrong, was now a prisoner, betrayed by his brothers, accused falsely by a woman, punished for a crime he did not commit. Yet even in prison, God's favor was with him. The prison keeper saw that Joseph was trustworthy. He put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners and everything they did. The Lord gave Joseph success in all he did, even in prison. Even in chains, Joseph's character and God's favor shone through. One night, the cupbearer and baker, two officials who had offended Pharaoh, were thrown into the prison. They were troubled. Joseph asked them, "Why do you look so sad?" They explained, "We've had dreams, and there's no one to interpret them." Joseph replied, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams."